Right now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. We're following a devastating development in the search for a 20-year-old woman reported missing in northern Colorado. Today, Kaylee Russell's car was pulled out of the canal and a body was found inside.
9 News reporter Colton Chavez joins us now from Larimer County with the latest on what we know. Colton.
Yeah, Kyle, so troopers say that divers actually went into that canal, and that's where they were able to identify that a body was submerged with that vehicle. As of tonight, the coroner is still working to identify who that person is.
We can confirm that the vehicle that we found is a vehicle that everybody was looking for.
Colorado State Patrol confirming Kaylee Russell's black SUV was found submerged in a canal off Larimer County Road 1 with a body inside.
So I believe that there was an effort to try to identify the body on scene, but that was not able to be done. So the coroner took the body and they're going to do their thing.
Sergeant Ivan Alvarado with Colorado State Patrol says investigators are working to figure out what caused the crash.
It failed to negotiate a left-hand turn. It went up an embankment and ended up in a canal.
Kaylee was last seen on Sunday after her father helped her change a flat tire at a Loveland park and ride. She was headed to Pierce to visit a friend, but never arrived. Her mother, Rebecca, spoke to us in the days leading up to the discovery.
Started trying to call her around close to 9 o'clock, and it was going straight to voicemail.
As days passed, family and friends organized search parties, scouring roads between Loveland and Pierce. Family friend Faith Campbell knew the importance of their search.
She's a sweetheart, super family-oriented, loves her friends and family, spends a lot of time with them. Her going off radar is not like her whatsoever, so it's concerning.
A concern that loved ones hope to have answers for in the coming days.
They're pretty torn apart. They lost her brother a couple years ago, so losing Kaylee has been very hard on the both of them.
Colorado State Patrol tells me the next steps for their agency is to actually recreate the crash. They say that'll give them a better idea of what exactly happened. In Timoth, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Police are investigating a suspicious death near two schools in Westminster. A person was found dead near West 124th Avenue and Delaware Drive just after 3:30 this afternoon. Police didn't say if they had any indication how the person died or why they're considering it suspicious. The Adams County coroner will release the person's name after their family, of course, has been notified. Mountain Range High School and Silver Hills Middle School were placed on secure status out of an abundance of caution. Secure means the building is locked and students are brought inside.
It was a stunning start to our Thursday. Sky 9 caught this video of the moon behind this morning's clouds, and today kicked off a slow warming trend for the metro area. Same can't be said for the mountains, but meteorologist Chris Bianchi, that's probably just the way that they would want it, right? Like, let the snow happen there.
Yeah, we're at barely half of where we should be in terms of our snowpack in the mountains. It's been a brutal start to our snow season in the mountains. We need the snow. We're going to get a lot of it, but it will significantly disrupt travel tomorrow night and Saturday, especially Saturday morning. Ski traffic looks rough. I would not advise traveling to or from the mountains on Saturday morning in particular. I-70 corridor, hey, if you need to travel through the mountains tonight, A-OK. Tomorrow morning, A-OK, a few snow showers around. So if you need to travel to or from the mountains tomorrow morning, good idea. Through the day tomorrow, not bad either. It's tomorrow night where things really start going downhill. Here in Denver, we're going to be quiet for the next few days, though temperatures starting to drop down to 23 already for us in Centennial. The next big story for the mountains, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 1 to 2 feet of snow. Likely we need the snows we've been talking about, but look at that at the bottom there, 50 to 60 mile-an-hour winds. You could combine heavy snow with that with those 50 to 60 mile-an-hour winds, and travel is going to be very, very much disrupted for us for tomorrow night and Saturday morning in particular. That snow picks up in intensity through the day tomorrow, and by Saturday we'll be dealing with that heavy snow. I'll show you how much snow you can expect and where we might end up with those highest totals coming up in just a few minutes.
Denver redesigned its cold weather shelter systems for families. Now the new system is getting its first real test.
9 News reporter Rhea Giles in Denver for us after checking in on how this new process is working. Rhea?
Yeah, the cold weather activation has been in place since Friday, but since this most recent storm, we wanted to see how this new system was holding up. Last winter,
the really frigid Arctic nights. It also included the month of January. We were activated the entire month of January.
During a cold weather shelter activation, the only way for families to get inside was through a call.
Whereas in the past we've done it solely over the phone, this year we're doing it in person.
Derek Woodbury with the city's Housing and Stability Department said they realized they needed to change that. Now families go in person at the inn at the Highlands. If they qualify, they get a motel voucher and it lasts for the entire cold weather activation.
We have about 90 families in shelter currently. That's gradually gone up every day over the past 7 days.
Workers here at the inn told us they were surprised by how few families have come in, especially with the snow and freezing temperatures. Some worry the message about the new system isn't reaching everyone who needs it.
Last year, throughout the cold weather shelter season, on an average night, we had just over 180 families in our system. And on our peak nights, we had upwards of 400 families.
We spoke with the families who are here, who didn't want to go on camera, but said the change has been a relief. Last winter, they'd spend hours calling for help. This time, they walked in and got a room.
As far as motel vouchers, at this time, we're planning for up to 400. And then once we're over that, for that number of families, we would have to resort to a group setting.
The city says they're prepared and hopes families come inside before it gets worse.
It could be a nice day like this and you don't realize how cold it's going to get overnight. So we're urging the urgency to come indoors.
The city says they can also provide transportation for families, and they can do that by either calling the hotline or if families show up to any of the other cold weather shelters in the city. This city said they can provide transportation from there to the family site. Reporting live in Denver, Rhea Cha, 9 News.
The life and legacy of State Senator Faith Winter will be remembered at the state capitol tomorrow. She was wrapping up her final year in office after 12 years as a legislator when she was killed in a crash on I-25 in Centennial last week. Winter was 45 years old. She's a Democrat who represented Broomfield. Memorial service will be held on the west steps of the Capitol starting at 2 tomorrow afternoon. The governor has ordered flags lowered at half staff from sunrise tomorrow till sunset Saturday.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says a SWAT team leader was drunk while responding to the Evergreen High School shooting. On September 10th, a student shot and injured 2 classmates before killing himself. 9 News Investigates obtained internal affairs documents. Those show Sergeant Anthony Hamilton admitted to drinking, quote, the better part of a 12-pack of beer starting around 6:30 in the morning, the day of the shooting. Officers began responding to the school about noon. Williams said he drove his cruiser from home to the school while armed in his SWAT uniform. Other officers said Hamilton smelled like alcohol, he had bloodshot eyes, he was in an area of the school he wasn't assigned to. Hamilton was suspended last year for drinking on the job. He resigned last month before he was set to be fired.
An attorney for Tina Peters is issuing a direct warning to the judges and elected officials keeping the former county clerk in prison for breaching election systems. Peter Tickton is talking now about judges getting arrested, tried by military tribunals, and even executed. Peters is 1 year into a 9-year sentence for tampering with voting systems in an attempt to prove President Trump's debunked claims of election rigging. Her attorney, Peter Tickton, was on today with MAGA podcaster Joe Oltmann from Douglas County. Oltmann, who's a close ally of Peters, has called for the executions of Colorado's Democratic governor, Secretary of State, and Attorney General, saying they are a, quote, synagogue of Satan Jews. And Oltmann and Peters' attorney talked today about their shared vision for their perceived enemies to be rounded up, tried by military tribunals, and executed.
Why is the Insurrection Act not on the table? Why are we just not getting to the fact where we have military tribunals and 50,000 people that would get rounded up and we can just have a hanging party?
It's coming. It's coming with the evidence. It's coming with the proof.
We have had the proof for 4 years.
President Trump has railed against the state of Colorado for not releasing Tina Peters on his demand. Trump can't pardon the former elected clerk of Mesa County because she was convicted on state charges. The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing Texas to keep its new congressional map, one designed to maximize Republican power. The state drew the map at the direction of President Trump, trying to add 5 additional GOP seats to keep his party in power. Traditionally, states draw new districts once a decade after the census shows how populations have shifted. But this year, Trump, worried about the narrow Republican majority in the House, has pushed Republican-led states to draw new maps outside the normal timeline. Democrats have responded by launching an effort of their own, particularly in California, to counterbalance the Republican gerrymandering. Democratic Attorney General Phil Weiser, who's running for governor here in Colorado, says our state should join the redistricting battle if Republican states still insist on redrawing their maps. Earlier this fall, Weiser called for a constitutional amendment in November of next year that would allow the state legislature to redraw district lines for 2028 and 2030.
A teacher in Colorado Springs is facing dismissal after publicly criticizing her school district. This was first reported by our partners at the Denver Gazette. Last night, during District 11 school board meeting, the superintendent recommended dismissing Angelica Gibler-Viers for insubordination, neglect of duty, or other, quote, good and just cause. The McAuliffe Elementary teacher posted on TikTok saying no evidence or allegations have been presented to justify dismissal. The teachers union says they believe this is a reaction to social media posts criticizing recent decisions by the district.